That would do it. Okay. Okay, now it's working. We'll get that started now. Not even close to done. Oh gosh, what's trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way. Good afternoon. Hope you're having a good day. Sunday, right? Yeah. Done with the celebration of life. Went pretty good. Everybody behaved. Everybody got along, and that's what we wanted. So, yeah, I appreciate everybody that's been patient with me with all this. Gonna be this way for a little bit. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna continue going live on Facebook the way that I was. If I get too used to this, and I'm fine with it. Doesn't have the bells and whistles, but I don't think you guys gave a crap about that anyway. I forgot to tell actual people I was live. See? Oh, but now I lost the. Okay, I can do this. There we go. I closed that one, but I can use this one. We'll at least get them here. Paste. My sponsor. I think I'll tell my sponsor. Nobody's here yet, so I can get away with all this. Now I am live. And paste. There we go. All right. I'll get a little bit better at this. I'm sure I missed something. But that's all right. That is okay. It is okay. Because it's the way it is anyway. Why do I feel like I'm really short? There we go. I'm not. I am average sized. I guess I could tell one other person. How do I get a hold of that one now? Okay. Here. There we go. Okay. I was going to send it to my other friend here. Maybe she'll show up. She probably won't, but nobody will show up because everybody hates me. All right, today we're going to be talking about looking for sponsees. I will also be talking a little bit about, oh shit, my camera is like faded. Bright doesn't matter over there. Yeah, it's fine right there. So that's the television. What I don't want people to do is be taught that what we do is sit around and wait for somebody to come up and say, hey, oh, Dion, you're like the best in the world, and I just wish you'd sponsor me. If I waited on that, I wouldn't have any sponsors right now. Or I wouldn't have any sponsees. Because people don't ask. Now, granted, one of my sponsees said, hey, I wanted to ask you, but you said in a meeting that you pick your sponsees. So now when I speak in meetings and I say things, I make sure I leave that part out, because that kept him away from approaching me. Okay. Now, see how this new line is, it's kind of fucked everything up. Why was it done? This will be opinion, laziness. Because well, they need to ask for help. They need to be willing. Oh, fuck, man. They got to the meeting. They're at their first meeting. And you're over there going, you need to be willing. Was the person not at the meeting? Did they not raise their hand and say they needed help? What do you need? What is the requirement from you to help God's children? What's the requirement? That's a personal question. There's no right answer. I can tell you mine. Help a newcomer. Help the newcomer, man. You know, when I got back to this program, I was, because when I got into the program the first time, your sponsors were assigned. You went to your first meeting and somebody came up to me. They said, I'm your sponsor. I'm going to sponsor you. I'm going to help you out. Now, why could this person do that? Because they had gone through the program. They are now a recovered alcoholic, and they can see things in me that they saw in themselves, so they know they can help, and they can approach me where I'm at. That is how it works. The way it does not work is, I'm willing to sponsor. Come approach me. You need to call. You know what? That's what I say to that. That's what I say to that. You probably know where we're going to go. Working with others, chapter 7. It's going to tell us how to find sponsees. Okay, it's changed a little bit, so I'll help you out with that. I'll let you know how I go about looking for sponsees. Okay, number one thing is you got to go to meetings. You got to go to newcomer meetings. Do you go to a regular newcomer meeting? Might want to think about it. It's not a requirement or anything, but I go to newcomers meetings because I'm looking for sponsees. I search out sponsees. I don't wait. I have time. I'm going to fill it with somebody I know I can help. And I'm more aware of who I can help than that person is. But I'm also the kind of person where I don't think I can help that person. I know somebody who can. The other day there was a lady and she was looking for a sponsor. Nobody approached her after the meeting. So I went over to her and said, hey, I know someone. I don't sponsor women myself. Okay. I don't always, this situation, no. But I know somebody, who is also, God, my brain's so like National American or whatever. Yes. And I'm here this time. I see you. I see it, Daryl. I don't remember. But, let's get into it. Now, I'm not saying that nobody should go up and ask somebody else to be a sponsor. Fuck yeah, do it. What I'm saying is the question needs to be changed. It shouldn't be, are you willing to be a sponsor here? No, the question should be, who here is looking for a sponsor? You know if you're available, because not only that, but sometimes what will happen is maybe you aren't available, but if you don't grab this young man and at least be their closed mouth friend, something may happen. And you don't want that either. So we go up and say, hey, you know what? I'm full, but I can help you. I was helping that lady and I gave her the number of somebody I knew could help her. That would be a good fit for her. And I gave a warning. I'm like, this person's been in the program 38 years. Okay. She follows the well-briety road. She's a professional and she's a hard ass. Oh, that's what I need. Okay. Okay. Then, all right. Practical experience shows that nothing will so much ensure immunity from drinking, and not just immunity from drinking, but immunity from self pity and bullshit and the what ifs and the mind drifting, right? Like, I just went and did this, and thank you everybody for the prayers. I was in a great mood, even though I wasn't feeling well, and I did the best that I could. Everybody left with a smile, and it went great. Thank you, God. Okay, no disruption. Well, there are disruptions, but not anything that was, just a bunch of people helping. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, Daryl, is when it comes to women, and this is the one thing I wish I could show these on my screen, but I can't. So Daryl is saying, well, you guys can read chat. Um, Women, I will be closed mouth friend to, and I will even work the steps, but I will not go. I will only go up to step 4. There's that. There's stuff in step 4 where, and this is my opinion, where men need to work with men and women need to work with women. Okay, and it's the sex inventory. It's the sex inventory. There are some things I don't want to talk to a woman about because they're not going to understand. I was just talking to somebody and they're wanting to get back in the program. They're getting sober. They're getting sober because their daughter just died, and I get that, and I'm fucking proud of them. But he's telling me, oh, I met this new girl. I'm like, well, we need to get you to AA. He's like, AA didn't really work. I'm like, well, and she understands me. I'm like, oh, she's alcoholic. No, I'm like, that she isn't going to understand, man. It sounds like she has a servant's heart, and I think that's great. Of course, in my mind, I'm going, get the fuck away, dude. New relationship, no. But you can't say that, right? And I remind him that nobody can get him sober. He knows that. He was in the program when I came into the program the first time. Known him for a while. He's in the family, but I just don't want to bring up any names and stuff. So, all right. So I gave him a couple outs. Hey, if you want to go, let me know. I'll go with you. I do Zoom meetings all the time. I'll hop on with you. But here was what I was doing was setting a rule with him that if he doesn't do some sort of program, he ain't talking to my wife. That's the rule we came up with. Okay. We do that because it provides depth and weight. That's tough love. That is a good example of tough love done right. Hey, if you stay sober, you're more than welcome to stick around, man. We're not asking much. We're asking you to do what we're doing, you know. Now, I didn't say you have to go to AA, you have to do your 4-step. And no, if I did that, no, those are expectations, right? He's going to fall a little bit. He's going to fail a little bit. I know this. And I'll be there. I'll be there the best that I can. It works when other activities fail. This is our 12th suggestion. Carry this message to other alcoholics. You can help when no one else can. You can secure their confidence when others fail. Remember, they are very ill. Now, I like to take this further because even while I was doing that, I was just walked around, picked up people's trash, and thanked them for coming. Nobody knew me. I was Shannon's husband, which is a great title to have, right? It's a great title to have. And even though, okay, but I knew there were alcoholics there, and I took care of them first. Okay, so I have priorities. I will help anybody. Okay, when anyone anywhere reaches out for help, I want the hand of AA to be there. But I will help an alcoholic first. It's my priority because another person can come over and help them. But this other person, there's nobody else but me that can help this person right now. And that would be a priority for me. Okay. So I work with other alcoholics first. If I can't find any other alcoholics, I don't give up. I look for someone to help. Life will take on new meaning. Here come the third step promises in reverse. That's what I call it. And in reverse, I mean for them. These are actually your sponsee's promises for you. Isn't that cool? Your sponsee does work and you get promises. It's a heck of a deal, man. It's a heck of a deal. It seems too good to be true until you realize, oh, sacrifice all that shit I sacrificed. See, when I say things, and that's kind of long, I will get to it. Damn it, I lost it. So let's get to this. Not to get into religion, but the Reverend Billy Graham was once asked, "How is it you've never been involved in any scandalous scenarios?" He replied, "I'm never alone with another woman other than my wife." Yes. Sorry, but that's how you do it. Yeah. That's one reason why I will not 12th step women unless there's another woman there. There's no way. There's got to be another woman there. You can't have 2 men. You can't have 3 men, 4 men. That's going to make it worse. No, there's got to be a female there for your safety. It is so easy to tag sexual shit onto a man and make it stick. Happened to me this week. I know none of you believe it, okay? But shit like that ruins people's reputations. And we don't have that right. Okay. Life will take on new meaning. To watch people recover, to see them help others. This is the coolest part, to watch loneliness vanish and to see them help others. The best part is when they get their kids back. That's what I love. That's what I love. My kid called me. My grandkid called me. You can hear the total joy in their voice, and it takes my heart, and it goes, I'm so happy. I'm so happy, 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 happy. I don't know why. I don't want to know why. I didn't ask why when I was doing the drugs and the drinking. I did some drugs. I just didn't get on a lot of the hard ones. I don't have any drug stories. That tells you how much I did. This is my biggest drug story. I had a couple of friends, and we decided we're going to start doing cocaine every now and again, right? It was like once a month. Actually, I think it was like once every 2-3 months. That was once a month. Then it was every weekend. Now, remember, I was a drug and alcohol counselor. They showed up on a Wednesday, and I'm like, okay, we're done. We're done. No, I love you guys, but I'm doing this shit with you no more. Find another place. Now, that's my biggest drug story. So, I don't really like cocaine. It took away from my drinking, and I'd start talking with you, and it was morning. Drove me nuts. Hated it. And then you're like, I need more cocaine. Oh, no, I never did that part. I wouldn't know. All right. Anyway, perhaps you are not acquainted with any drinkers who want to recover. Yeah, we all know drinkers, but do they want to recover? It's usually best to stay away from your friends and family because you're just going to come across as a reformer. It is a lot harder. Okay. Let's say one of my children needed an intervention and I was an interventionist. The answer would be no. I'm too, because it won't work. I'm too emotionally involved. I have skin in the game. And if you have skin in the game, you know, being an interventionist means you need to be Switzerland, which is neutral. So therefore, it's not going to work. When it comes to your kids, all you can do is educate them. At least for me, I can just educate them and be a good example and pray like a motherfucker. Now, that doesn't mean, because like with one of my children, it's gotten to a point where I'm allowed to say certain things like, hey, you're because maybe it's not drugs or alcohol. I don't know. That would be assuming, right? But your behavior is a little different, and that worries me. See how that's different than, are you doing drugs? Are you drinking again? Because that's how my parents would do it with me, right? But we sat down and had that hard conversation. Well, honey, if it comes up again, I want to be able to say something. How can I say it to you without pissing you off? And that's what she gave me, right? And I gave her permission to do certain things, and that's what we do. Works out really well. Works out really well. Anyway, that's not how you find a sponsee. I'm just, I'm pretty proud of my kids right now. So, yeah, like really proud of all of them. And I've never been really proud of all of them at once. You know, every day I've gone upstairs this week, the kitchen has been fucking spot on. Thank you. They're showing respect. Now they're getting it. Okay. It wasn't that they didn't need to respect me. I mean, yeah, but it's just, I'm not going to be around forever. And I just have this need to give them all my skills so they don't fuck it up when they get older. I mean, oh, dad taught me this way. Oh, dad, I miss dad. See, that's what I want. Right? Isn't that what we want? That's why I'm forcing some of my grandchildren to watch Star Wars with me. At first it was forced. Now they're like, we watching? What happened to Luke? Where's Luke? Yeah, we're getting ready to get into the next ones. There won't be any Darth Vader, Now it's Anakin time. But they figured out that Anakin, so, all right. It's just fun to watch with them. Okay. All right, so perhaps you're not acquainted with any drinkers who want to recover. You can easily find some by asking a few doctors, ministers, priests, or hospitals. They will be only too glad to assist you. Do not start out as an evangelist or reformer, and you can still do this. Okay, hospitals, unless you know the charge nurse or you're in, no, it'll work. They don't. In a hospital, it's a little different. They're in an enclosed setting. It's a little bit closer. There's not really a place to have so they don't really do it, but they might. Now, if you're this person's sponsor, they'll probably let you in. But if they don't know you from Adam, okay, so what would you do in case of a hospital then? One trip isn't going to do it. One trip isn't going to do it. Do a couple of things. Hey, what can I do to help you out? Let me know. What can I do? Well, you could probably help us with this and this, but a lot of times if you go into a hospital and say, hey, my name's Dion, I'm a recovered alcoholic, and I came down because I had a feeling that maybe somebody would like to talk to me. Maybe they want some help. Or call first. Okay. Detoxes. East Metro Detox, the one really good thing about them was they would let people from AA, NA, OA come in. As long as you were legit, and of course you were watched. Okay. Okay. And you can go down there and ask them, hey, can I run an AA meeting? Can I sit down in the group room and talk to some of these fellows? They might want a staff around, but they'll let you do it. What is the number one way to find a sponsee that's probably going to be willing to work with you? Because what we were talking about, that was 12-stepping, and that is different than sponsoring. That is service work. I do not consider my service work sponsoring. Service work is like this: pouring coffee, running meetings. Okay. Now, for some people, it is service work. I don't disagree. That's just for me. Nowhere in the book does it say it's different. Not that I know of. Okay. Here comes some good stuff here, though. Unfortunately, a lot of prejudice exists. And it isn't so much prejudice anymore. It's miscommunication. Oh yeah, dude. Those meetings were always, there were always more people in that room than there were people in the detox. Yeah, that was back when it was being run by people in recovery though, and it was different. When people run in recovery, run it, the whole detox becomes I can't describe it, but it's healing. It is very healing. You walk in, if you walk in detox now and you don't feel spirituality, you got the wrong people working there. Yeah. We used to come in droves. Friday night, Kent, good luck finding parking. 500 people easy. Every week. I shit you not. You used to go to meetings in AA in Colorado back in the 90s, standing room only if you did not get there 15 minutes early. We went through coffee like it was, we would fill up a whole trash can of coffee cups in a meeting, the big ones. So when I sit here and I talk and I tout and I yell and I scream that this isn't it, it isn't it. I promise you it isn't. This isn't it. Now, I tell you something. I'm going to feel it again before I fucking die. Yeah. All right. Another great way to find alcoholics. Go to newcomers meetings. Start an online newcomers meeting and throw it in everything. Hey, you'll have fucking sponsees coming out your butthole because there's not enough recovered people to help the people coming in right now. There's a lot of people like, I did the steps, but I'm not sponsoring. And I wish you'd get the fuck out and make room for the next person then. Actually, that's not true. Sorry. I don't really think that. That was a intrusive thought because I thought I was on a roll. All right. So, what is the prejudice that still exists? That alcohol or that AA is a religious program. That's the biggest one. That it's a cult. We will brainwash you. Yes, we will. We will brainwash you. And go to McCoy's and go to McCoy's. Right there off Wadsworth. Well, right. Now, those aren't the only people that'll help you. You can ask your doctors, your ministers, your priests. Ask your neighbors. There's not anybody without a drug problem anymore. You could sit down and talk to anybody, and they know somebody that has died from fentanyl or from overdose. Used to be 1 in 10 people. Now it's everyone. That's why I sit here and continue going, because I know that this way of life is going to help a lot of people. I see people finding God and Jesus every day, and it's the most cool thing. And sometimes I sit there and wonder and go, is that me too? Am I that? And I go, I hope so, right? Because it's perception. It's perception. So I don't really know. You unfortunately prejudice that you will be handicapped if you arouse it. Ministers and doctors are competent. You can learn much from them if you wish, but it happens that because of your own drinking experience, right? Because you understand, and this is what I was trying to talk to this person about earlier, because they said, well, my girlfriend understands. Oh, she's alcoholic. No, she's not. I'm like, that she doesn't understand. She can't. So then I used my wife, right? Because then he's going to believe me, right? You saw what Shannon did for me, but she doesn't understand. Go ask her. But that'd be like me understanding that what it's like to be pregnant. And I think he kind of caught that, but He didn't really want to hear it, so I shut up and moved on. Right? But because of your own drinking experience, you can be uniquely useful. That's right. They called you unique. You are unique, not terminally unique. Don't have to be that anymore. Woohoo! Thank the Lord. No more terminal uniqueness. I get to be Dion. It's freeing. Yeah. I get to do that now. Right? So cooperate, never criticize. To be helpful is our only aim. Now, they may even argue with you. Okay, let them. Okay. In sales, we call these rebuttals. And you're going to 12 step so much that you're going to sit down with your sponsee for the first time. And what you're going to do is just cover all the rebuttals. So that way they'll shut up and listen and read the book. Yeah. That's what happened to me. When you discover a prospect for Alcoholics Anonymous, find out all you can about him. If he does not want to stop drinking, don't waste your time trying to persuade him. You may spoil a later opportunity. This advice is given for his family also. They should be patient, realizing they are dealing with a sick man. Now, there's a few things in there, right? If they don't want to quit drinking, and this is what I ask, are you willing to stop drinking? No, notice I'm putting the willing word in there because we're allowed to use willingness to get to sobriety. Are you willing to try the program for 30 days to see if it'll work for you? Yeah, no. Okay. All right. That's fair enough. You know me better than I do, man. Okay. If there ever comes a time, don't ever fucking call them an alcoholic. If there ever comes a time when you think you might need our help, here's my number. Thanks for taking your time with me. I appreciate it. You helped me out a lot today. And leave. There's a very good chance that person will come back. They're going to go out and drink again. They're going to get in big trouble this time. But they're going to have your card. They're going to have a phone number instead this time. And they're going to have a different thought process. They won't be able to help it because you have already started ruining their drinking career by planting a little seed. Just a little You ruin drinking careers. I ruin drinking careers. I love it. Can I call him a duck? Only if they're wet behind the ears. Daryl, it's been good to know you because there's some jokes I can't tell because unless you're a 50-year-old man, you're not going to get them. All right. But okay, so also find out all you can about him. Why? Why? Depth and weight. It takes depth and weight. Number one way that I have found in my experience, and it may be different for other people, is that when I'm sitting down with a willing alcoholic and I get to the point where I tell them that towards the end of my drinking, I decided that I was going to move out to California, drink myself to death, and just party. And that the reason I did that was so that I wouldn't be hurting everybody. And I see them agreeing with me. Oh, yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, you move out to California, you're like, oh, this is a really good idea. And it goes through. And I'm like, and then I was out there for 6-9 months to find out that 1,000 miles away it didn't work. My mom's still worried about me every night. My favorite auntie. Everybody was even more worried about me because now I was 1,000 miles away. And then you see their face. So I figured out what it was. Because I don't know about you, dude, but when I got here, I didn't want to live anymore. I'd had enough. Inside, I just felt like a hanger on. As a man, I didn't feel like I was providing anything. And that sucked. And I wanted me dead. But I couldn't do that to my wife and kids. So I decided to try AA. And I got in, and it sucked. And so what I did is I got in, and I let everybody learn how to love me until I let everybody else love me until I could learn how to love myself. See how I brought them. I just brought you through a whole story that has depth and weight. Now in their mind, they're thinking, is my mom worrying about me? Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Depth and weight. Depth and weight will do it every time. Okay? And if you get them to realize they are hurting the people they love the most, you have a really good chance at getting them at helping them get sober. You have a really good chance at getting them to a point where they can ask God for that help. Because that's really the only place I can lead them to. But I do it with my experience and my hope. I've been there. What happens when I've been there? Bullshit dies. Ah. You'll even meet a guy. He'll tell you something, be like, oh, he's like, that isn't true. Because he knows he can't bullshit you. And he doesn't want to. If he says that, he doesn't want to. He's listening. That means you did your job. I tell you, the work you put in to do it, all the fucking wax on, wax off, pick up your coat, put down your coat, all this stuff, right? Faith in the fence, all the stuff that you learned. Why? Because we've been repeating it to you over and over and over and over again. We practice these principles all our affairs. And when you have muscle memory, it goes along and that if you have muscle memory and the intentions of the will of God, and you can save a life. Now it goes on to say that maybe they aren't ready. Make sure the family has your phone number. And try not to talk to the family in front of the alcoholic, because then what happens is then you two are having a discussion about them and they're right there, and that'll piss an alcoholic off fast. Do not have that conversation in front of them unless it is required, in which case you need to be looking at the alcoholic most of the time. Okay. These are just things that I have learned between counseling, working with people, not having friends. These are all things that I like. If there's an indication that he wants to talk, have a good talk with the person most interested in him, usually his wife. I usually don't like bringing the wife in at this point. Yeah, they'll try to talk to you, and that's what they're getting to, right? Yeah, the family, right? So get an idea of his behavior, his problems, his background, the seriousness of his condition, and his religious learnings. You need this information to put yourself in his place. Oh, so we meet others where they're at to find sponsees. Sorry. I'm only laughing because I'm right. Sorry, I'm feeling a little vindictive, and I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm feeling a little bit better emotionally, not physically. Going and doing that and doing it right and doing what my wife wanted without me putting anything in it was just fucking cool. I haven't been able to do that in a long time. So I'm feeling good about my progress. All right. You need this information put in, see how the tables will turn, right? So we all know the biggest sticking point of AA is God. It's God. It is God. What's the next? Would you want to know what the next one is? Drinking like a normal person. So religion, and then they think we teach them how to drink like a normal person. And both of these are wrong. Okay. There's some other ones, but it's usually the God thing. Okay. When I hear somebody say, AA didn't work for me, I say, you're right. Good luck. I don't know what else to tell you. You and I know what the answer is, but saying it is not going to do it. Well, you weren't willing to do the work. I did the work. See, now we're just in an argument. I know why AA didn't work for you. Yeah, there are times when AA doesn't work for me either. Because it ain't AA. It's a full run riot. Right? There's a lot of. I'm 53. Daryl and I all the time are going, yep, I'm still a baby in this. Yep, I'm still learning this. Yep, okay. And between the two of us, we've been around over 100 years. Not in sobriety, but life. Actually, Daryl, how much total time do you have? Don't you have like 38? I have a total of 20 years, just so you know. Now, I don't go around saying I have 20 years, but I have 20 years total of sobriety. Actually, 22. I have 2 more years of sobriety total than I do the total amount that I was drinking. Kind of a cool thing. So sometimes it is wise to wait until he goes on a binge. I don't care to do this. If the stick is hot, I'm going to do it now. In fact, we're going to go to an AA meeting. That's what I'm hoping for. Okay. So, but what do I bring up first? So, bring up a topic. Okay, and it's a little bit harder. I'm just going to let you know and say it real light. You know, the topic's a little bit harder, but first, no, there's no wrong answer. I just want, in order for me to help you, I need to understand some things. Is that fair? See what I did? I asked permission. Woo! I knew it was coming up. Yeah, let's do a podcast for your birthday. It doesn't need to be your story, but let's just do a podcast. We're gonna do that. I'm just gonna tell you some. Well, it doesn't give me my whole calendar. All right, I'll send you some dates. All right. To wait till he goes on a binge. The family may object to this, but unless he is in dangerous physical condition, it is better to risk it. Okay, you want to get a man when he's down. Yeah. So, but even if you didn't add those days together, 34 plus 20, 54, we have 56 years of sobriety combined. So, and we still don't know it. That was the point. Did you think it was going to be a brag? So what we're doing is we're waiting for him to be in a lucid interval. When do you want to get a man? I don't. Okay. Right after the binge, when he's crying about what he did. When he feels blame and shame. Unfortunately, these are two things that lead to the gift of desperation. And sometimes, just sometimes, you can lead them to the gift of desperation because they don't know it yet. That's what you and I get to do. See, these people over here can't do it because, number one, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They don't even have a cool war story about this, okay? But you, because you lived it, you know what experience is? Experience is the number one fact of anything in this world. Okay? If you go to court, yeah, before they get well again, well, right? Let's say you go to court and somebody's going to do an ID testimony. Nope. That's the worst testimony in the world. Experience is your best testimony. And it is fact. Did that happen? Yes. Okay? When things happen, it becomes a yes or no. So therefore, did you see that person? Well, they kind of, no, not very good proof. It's the worst proof in the world, actually. But yet I used it for all my life. I just took it for what it was. Didn't ask any questions. Didn't mold it to what I wanted. Right? I don't do that anymore. Now God hands me something. Okay, what is this? I need to be careful. Okay. I don't need to be careful. All right. Well, fuck. No, just kidding. So I need to be careful with this, right? Okay, well, set this over here, and I become more careful about what I do. When I know that there's other people in my life, I do things differently. Right? I do it differently. Because I don't want to be the guy that went to the party or the wedding or whatever and was the idiot everybody remembered. I don't want to be that person no more. And neither do they. Sometimes there's a part in here where it says we love to be called precocious. And God, did I understand that one? What is precocious? I'm not going to look it up there. What is the meaning of precocious?
Here's the definition of precocious: of a child having developed certain abilities or proclivities at an earlier age than usual.
Oh, great. I know what they're saying now. I heard this all the time. You're so much older than your age. Okay. When I was that age, I won't tell you what through my head when I was that age. But let's just say I was 18. Boobs. Okay. I remember I was in Gemini shelter, and my math teacher, she had a crush on me. She would always take me out. She's like, "You want to go get ice cream?" And one day we're going back. She turned to me and she said, "Dion, if you were any older, I would just fuck the hell out of you." That is 16. And I just nodded, yeah, because I was 16, but in my mind I'm like, there's no way you would have to rape me. I got that all the time from older women. Oh, just so cute. If you were older, man, I would date you. And I thought to myself, well, what makes you think I'd date you? I don't. You're wise beyond your ear. I know. All right, sometimes. Okay, we did that. If he does not want to see you, never force yourself upon him. No means no. Neither should the family hysterically plead with him to do anything, nor should they tell him much about you. But certainly do feel free to stay in contact with the family. See, we don't just heal alcoholics, we help whole families. The whole family. That's why you got to ask those questions. You got kids? Good. I'm going to try to get them records in Al-Anon. Alateen. You need more Alateen. They should wait for the end of his next drinking bout. You might place this book where you can see it in the interval. I wouldn't do that. Here, no specific rule can be given. The family must decide these things, but urge them not to be over anxious, for that might spoil manners. All right, let's get a little bit deeper in and kind of end this. I didn't realize I've been talking for 50 minutes already. I always like to get here we are. This is the part I like. It is not a matter of giving that is in question, but when and how to give. And that's what you got to learn. That's why I say when you're running out there giving bad information, you can kill people. Okay? It's a matter of when and give. Also remember, you cannot transmit something you do not have. And if you haven't done the steps, if you haven't recovered, then you can't help somebody else get recovered. That often makes the difference between failure and success. Now, that doesn't mean yours is a failure or success. There are some people that no matter what you do, you just piss them off. Okay? So don't worry about it. Okay? This is the part that comes with a lot of name calling. I've been called a lot of names while working in detox. Okay. Especially in this earlier one. Before then, they could smoke. So they were actually calm. I could let them smoke. It's fine. Just do it. All right. The minute we put our work on a service plane, the alcoholic commences to rely upon our assistance rather than upon God. And that's one of the things that I keep saying going on out there. People are like, I hear people say, oh, I got sober thinking of this person, that person. I'm like, where's God? Where's God? Oh, here I am in my long-term sobriety. I'm Dion and I'm person long-term sobriety. 9 months. No. No. We are kind of a program of participation trophies. We are. Yeah. We clap and cheer for each other on our progress. You might even get some medallions, right? You might have a good friend like me who makes you your 8-year medallion, right? I think it's cool, man. I keep it on my desk. I don't want to lose it. He clamors for this or that, claiming he can master alcohol, that he cannot master alcohol until his material needs are cared for. Nonsense. It's nonsense. Some of us taken very hard knocks to learn this truth, and job or no job, wife or wife, no wife, we simply do not stop drinking so long as we place dependence upon other people ahead of dependence upon God. Right? Now, the first time I got sober, we dealt with homeless alcoholics. And I know homeless alcoholics now that are sober. Okay? But I also know something else. That if I put a roof over the head of a willing alcoholic, their chances go up by like 30%. And I'm going to do it. I'm a housing first person. Do you know, it is so much, and I know this for a fact because I've been there, and some of my other friends too. You know, when you have a roof over your head and you know where your meals are coming from, it's a little bit easier to focus on your program. It's a little bit easier to go through your day when your day is not mandated by other people. See, you eat when other people to tell you to eat when you're homeless. No, there's not, you think it's free. Whew, burn the idea in the consciousness of every man that he can get well regardless of anyone. The only condition is that he trusts in God and clean house, right? So let's get back to looking for those sponsees. You know, I myself, of course, is too ingrained, but I would rather just get rid of the whole, if you're willing to sponsor, please raise your hand, and put it back to where it was, which was, who here is looking for a sponsor? Okay. This is, I think this would be the best way to do it. Opinion, but very, very educated guess. First, you ask, okay, because it's already ingrained. We can't take it away. Okay. Or the people that are willing to raise their hands so they feel better can feel better. Yeah. And the ability to shower, brush your teeth, wash your undies, take your meds. Yes. We need to learn that stuff before we can even teach other people to do stuff, right? So, all right. That's going to be it for today. It was a good day. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Daryl, thanks for hanging out Sunday night. So I appreciate that. It's always getting to know some people pretty well. And something in my gut, there is something in my gut that's just elated. and not like excitement elated, but there's, I don't know what it is. I don't know that has to do necessarily with our transition house or anything like that, but something really good is coming up for somebody I know, or maybe for all of us. I don't know. It's just, I got a feeling, and it's gonna be this week. So expect good news this week. I don't know. I'm guessing. I'm guessing. All right. Thank you everybody for being here. I appreciate it. I think I've said that 4 times now. I love you. If I say that, if I do this, you know you're ready. You got me before me, you asshole. Peace out. And